I know that.
What's your message to those attending?
March.
Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. Well, you heard the man. Get out there in March. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but there is a meme template online that shows Biden lifting a weight while speaking on the phone. The image is often used to jokingly refer to Biden as being a papal agent, updating His Holiness, the Pope, on how by acting senile and pro-abortion that no one would ever suspect that he was actually trying to end abortion in America. The perfect double agent. And that's because some of our biggest successes in passing heartbeat laws and in overturning Roe have happened during his time in office. Now, obviously, it's just a joke because we know that much of that success was actually because of the lengths President Trump went to in laying the groundwork for those victories, especially with his 3 Supreme Court appointments. And Biden has sadly done everything in his power to arrest, raid, lock up, and otherwise persecute pro-lifers, while he has the feds basically ignoring Antifa-linked domestic terrorists who are attacking churches and pro-life pregnancy centers. But I still think the meme is funny because despite all these efforts Biden has been going to squash the pro-life movement, we're getting bigger and better than ever. And the meme captures the irony in that. As Joseph of the Old Testament, the one who was sold into slavery by his own brothers, but who later became vizier of Egypt and saved their lives from famine, told his brothers, "What you designed for evil, God has used for good." Perhaps Biden should reflect on that. Now, as to why he told pro-lifers to march in the first place, I have 2 theories on that. One, he's just senile and was repeating what the reporter said by telling the marchers to march without really understanding who they were and what they were marching for, even though these pro-life marchers have been going to D.C. every January for 51 years now, so you'd think he'd remember. Or 2, he got the March for Life confused with the March for Our Lives, which is the pro-gun control march led by David Hogg and other lefties. Joining us now to discuss all this and more is Dr. Scott Waller, an associate professor of political science at Biola University. Dr. Waller, thanks for being here tonight.
Oh, Kara, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Great. So how brave is it for marchers to be there right now in the streets of D.C., given how this administration has treated them thus far with the persecutions, and also, frankly, because of all the snow we're seeing?
Well, my own daughter's in D.C., lives and works at a policy center in D.C., so I know firsthand that this was D.C.'s first big snowfall. So kudos to those who are out on the mall today, marching for life. How hard is it? In some sense, it's very easy, Kara. I think the obviousness of the issue is, as some of your introductory remarks indicated, I think the obviousness of the moral gravity and the scope and severity of the abortion issue demands that we do something about it. And kudos to those on the mall today for braving the elements and marching for life. You're right, too. This administration has been not only very pro-abortion, but very hostile to pro-life groups. And that is up the ante in terms of the moral courage it takes to stand for life.
It really has. I mean, they've gotten so nasty and vindictive at this point that they and also state AGs, Democrat state AGs, they're all working together to shut down even pro-life pregnancy centers, right? Saying that they spread misinformation because they don't refer for abortion. They're not abortion cheerleaders, right? But they help women in every way possible with ultrasounds and, prenatals and anything that they need, and diapers even after birth. So much help, and the administration wants to shut them down to say, see, look, if you're a woman and you're pregnant, you find yourself in a tough spot, well, if it's too tough to have the baby, just have the abortion instead. They want to shut us all down. We're the most charitable side. We're there with women and their babies from beginning all the way through. And again, that goes to the theme for this year's National March for Life, with every woman for every child. I mean, how beautiful is that theme this year?
Yeah, it is beautiful. It is a need on the pro-life side to constantly remind that we are pro for something here. It's not a kind of anti-movement, because if the pro-life movement is successfully caricatured as a bunch of naysayers, then the abortion issue becomes a kind of civil libertarian issue where ogre-like people are trying to squelch people's civil liberties.